friends, it's me, Erin, and I'm slowly making my voice go really deep because I started that out in a really high pitch. Okay, so I was going to talk about being an aromantic asexual today. Wow, whoa, wait, since when are you aromantic? Since a while, but I never really figured it out because it's not something that was really in the forefront of my mind because I feel like aromantics are really pushed down in the queer system of things, and so are asexual, so I kind of got like double fucked in the ass, which is ironic that I use that as a metaphor. Whoops. Okay, so first thing, agender. That's not what I was going to do with this one. I was going to talk about being aromantic and asexual, but they all start with A, so I mean it's hard to keep them separated. Okay, so being asexual, what's that like? Well, first, it's kind of confusing because people tell you, like, some people will tell you, and like books and things will make you think that sex is gonna be this totally amazing thing, and then you end up having sex and you're like, wow, that really wasn't, like, the earth didn't suddenly become better and the stars didn't align, like, what's going on? And then you think maybe it's just something that's wrong with me, like, you know, that's what you usually do is when something goes wrong, you're like, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this shit? Yeah. And I'm not saying that asexuals don't enjoy sex, because it can still be a fun recreational activity, but at least for me, it's not this thing that's like, you know, I don't get, the mental, what do you call it, like like if you've ever, like, read any, you know, erotic fan fiction, do not say 50 Shades of Grey, because that does not count. It's just shit. It's shit. If you've ever read any good erotic fan fiction, people become almost, like, mentally, like, the sex is really there mentally as well as physically, and I feel like me, it's a pure physical thing, and it's not a pure physical thing that I really like that much anyways. So, and that's what really confused me the first time that I had a sexual encounter, I guess, was that I was like, well, this is okay, but, like, we could be doing so much more right now. Like, I do not get hot and bothered by people touching me. I don't get hot and bothered by it. If someone gave me a lap dance, I'd be like, that's cool, I guess, but, like, can I dance too? Because dancing is awesome, like, not gonna lie. And so it was really weird for me to figure this out because, you know, I've been writing erotic fan fiction for a really long time, and I was so confused and so lost because I was like, what's wrong with me that I don't feel this way that everyone says that they feel about this thing that is so amazing and I was so confused and lost, and I felt alienated from my friends, and it was just really weird, and it really sucked. And then I figured out I'm not alone. Like, that's the big part about the internet, is that you can reach out to people and you can find people that are like you. And you can be like, I'm not alone, I'm not the only one who feels this way. And I think that's a really important part of aromanticism, because I feel like that, you know, asexuals have, they have a bit of a YouTube presence, not as much as homosexuality, bisexuality, pansexuality, etc., etc. You know, obviously, because of course homosexuality is always first in people's minds, most people's minds when they hear LGBT. I don't even know what the acronym is anymore. Like, don't get on me for that, because it might as well be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, blah, 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 Z, you know, like, that's what it should be at this point. But I feel like, you know, and then it's bisexual, and then it's pansexual, and then it's all the other things, and then at the very fucking bottom is aromanticism. Why? Because I think that some people have the view that aromantics are just heartless bitches, which is not true. And also, I think there's a fear, like, what if I fall in love with an aromantic? They're not really going to be, and then that's when you go, whoa, 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 whoa. Every aromantic is different. I am in a romantic relationship. Now, does the romance really give me butterflies in my stomach? Does it make me excited? Does it do the things that people in love normally do? No. But I still love my girlfriend, and even though it's not really in a sexual way, I like to think of my relationships that I have as being, like, super close platonic relationships. And I've been having a really hard time putting this into words, even to myself. I'm not really sure what to call it, how to word it, but it's kind of like saying, you know how there's best friends? This is like a step beyond that, but it's still platonic to me. But it doesn't mean that I won't, say suggestive things. It doesn't mean that I won't kiss her, because I do. It doesn't mean that. It just means that there's no real, I don't want to say there's no emotional reaction, because that makes me sound like a bitch, because people always say, if you kiss someone, it's like butterflies in your stomach and da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like, not really, it's nice, but does it make me really feel anything? No. And when I say that, it kind of hurts. Because you spend your whole life, and even if you don't want to have sex, most people are like, well, you want to meet someone and fall in love, right? And I'm just like, not really. And the strange thing is that when it's written, I don't mind romance. I think the word for it is like Cupio-sexual or Cupio-romantic, where let me look it up. This is going to be kind of annoying for you guys because I'm doing this on my computer. Cupio-romantic. There we go. Okay. Give me just a second. Used to describe people who still desire a sexual or romantic relationship, even if they do not inherently feel sexual or romantic feelings. That's me. That's me, to a T. Even though sex doesn't really do anything for me, even though romantic stuff doesn't really do anything for me, I still want that romantic relationship. I still, I don't really want a sexual relationship as much, though. But I still want a romantic relationship because I think it's fun. It's still fun, even though I don't necessarily, and see, I try to make it the difference between want and need. You want tea, but you need water, and it's kind of well, I want a romantic relationship, but I don't need it. It's just kind of like when you buy something that you don't really need, I guess. It's hard to find a metaphor for it, and it's hard to make people who aren't aromantic understand. And, sometimes they're like, well, if you're in a romantic relationship, you're not aromantic. And it's like, okay, first of all, that is bullshit. Because even asexuals will have sex sometimes. That doesn't make them not asexual just because they participate in something that they, don't necessarily feel a great desire to do. But just because you don't necessarily feel something doesn't mean you can't do the thing that other people are doing. I mean, I don't... and again, this is, really hard for me to word because, like I said, I've been struggling with how to say this for a really long time with myself. And I mistook my identity as polyromantic when in truth, I'm aromantic. I just want to be friends with everyone. Literally, what's more exciting than a romantic relationship to me? Super close friendships. They make me happy. Friendships are what make me super duper happy. Friendships are my high. I don't do the romantic thing, but the friendship thing is the best thing in the world to me. Which is kind of embarrassing because people are like, oh my god, you're a really intense friend there, and I'm just I know, it's because I love everybody so much. When I make a new friend, I get super excited and super happy because here's another person I can be close to, here's another person that I can make smile, here's another person that can make me better, we can make each other better people. That's what I feel most people want to put into romantic relationships. Excuse me for scratching my nose. But instead of me putting those kinds of feelings of wanting to improve, wanting to have someone to be with, I put them into friendships. So that's kind of that thing. And again, I don't mind being in romantic relationships. It's fun, and like I said, I like being close to people, so if someone wants to be in a romantic relationship with me, it's we're gonna be super close. So that's kind of what it is for me. And, yeah, so, I mean, there's that. And, yeah. What I really want, I want super platonic close relationships to be more popular. I want to platonically date every one of my friends. Every single one of my friends I want to platonically date. And that can include kisses. Because I love kisses. I love forehead kisses, and I love cheek kisses, and lip kisses are okay too. Those are fine. And I like sitting on people's laps, and I like being super close to them, and I like just talking and exchanging massages while watching movies. Like, that to me is like the best thing ever. And again, it was really hard for me to say I'm aromantic because everyone, sorry, everyone is just so pushy when it comes to romance. I felt so alone, and I tried to make myself fit in, and it didn't work, and it was heartbreaking because I thought, sorry, oh my god, I didn't think this was gonna get so emotional, but I thought I was broken. I'm still alone because not really that many of my friends are aromantic, and so I feel so alienated all the time because, I read romance novels, and some part of me really wants to feel the butterflies, and some part of me really wants to feel that love, but I don't feel like, I don't want to say I don't feel anything, but when it comes to romance and stuff, I don't feel anything. And when people talk to me and they talk about how much they like love someone romantically, I feel so alone, and I feel so inhuman because people make it sound like to be human you need to love people that way, and I just don't. So it's really scary sometimes because I don't want people to think that I'm heartless. I'm not heartless. I just don't really get romantic like that. It's never been my thing, and I should have tissues in my room. Yeah, so, this got really emotional. I'm not gonna apologize though, because I really don't want to hide from you guys how I feel, because part of this channel is being honest about my experiences, and I'm not going to lie. I thought, I went from being gay to being bisexual, and not from being gay, thinking myself gay, thinking myself bisexual, thinking myself pansexual, and then panromantic, and then finally we got to aromantic, and I wish so much that being aromantic and aromantic itself was more popular, because I shouldn't have had to go through that. I shouldn't have had to go through thinking that because I didn't really get that way with boys that I must be gay, but I didn't really get that way with girls, so I must be bi. But I didn't really get that. No, I went from bi to gay. That's what it was. Because I was like, well, maybe I like boys and girls. Maybe I like girls. Maybe I like everyone. But I had to learn that just because you think someone is cute and you want a connection with them, it doesn't mean it's a romantic connection. And that was really hard for me to figure out. And I don't want anyone else to have to go through that, because it hurts. It hurts. I'm not going to lie. It really, really hurts when you think that you are some sort of heartless bitch, some sort of soulless bastard, because you're not like everyone else. That's not how it works. So, I'm going to end this before I start crying again. So, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or send me a message. As always, I put a link to my Tumblr in the description. If you have any friends that feel this way, please tell them to message me on my Tumblr. I will not hesitate to talk them through it, to talk to them, because like I said, I don't want anyone else to have to go through thinking that they're a monster, because no one should have to do that. So, thanks for watching. I hope I didn't make you cry too. I actually really didn't think that this was going to be such a serious video. So, thanks. Bye.